For this pattern, you have to cast on a multiple of 12 stitches plus 3 stitches for symmetry plus 2 edge stitches. So I have cast on 41 stitches. Row number 1. In color 1, the first edge stitch is always knit 1, and then we start to repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, knit 1. Slip 1 yarn over means you put the needle under the yarn and then slip purlwise the stitch, and you have the stitch and the yarn over, and then knit 1. So like I said, for this first row the repeat is slip 1 yarn over, knit 1, and you do that until the last 2 stitches on your needle. So here are the last 2 stitches on my needle, and I do a slip 1 yarn over, and the last stitch in color 1 is always slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. Now you don't turn the work as usually, you just slide the stitches to the other end. That's why the brioche is knitted on double pointed needles or circular needles. And you take the other yarn, the other color, and we're gonna start row number 2. Slip the first stitch purlwise. Now put the yarn in front and purl 2 stitches together. That means 1 stitch and 1 yarn over. In brioche that's considered as 1 stitch, and it's called brioche purl. So just purl them together. Slip 1 yarn over, just like in the first row. Just put the yarn, the needle under the yarn and slip purlwise the stitch. So that's the repeat for row number 2. Brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, or purl the stitch and the yarn over together, slip 1 yarn over. You repeat that until the last 2 stitches on your needle. So here are my last 2 stitches. I say 2 because this yarn over and stitch in brioche, as I said, is considered 1 stitch. So we have 1 brioche stitch, or in fact a stitch and a yarn over, and the last edge stitch. So we brioche purl the stitch and the yarn over, and then in color 2 the last edge stitch is always slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. If you want to remember it better, easier, just think that you purl this row, the yarn comes from the front and you leave it in front. Now you can turn the work, pick up the yarn in color 1, and we start row number 3. As I said, the first edge stitch in color 1 is always knit 1, and now we start the repeat, and it's gonna be slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, just like the second row, but the order is different. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, and you repeat that until the last 2 stitches. Here are my last 2 stitches, and we slip 1 yarn over, and then, as I said, in color 1 the last edge stitch is always slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. Now we don't turn the work, again we slide all the stitches to the other end, pick up the yarn in color 2, and we're gonna knit a row number 4, and it's gonna be slip 1 purlwise with yarn in the back, then brioche knit, that means you knit the stitch and the yarn over together, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over. So you repeat that until the last 2 stitches. So here are my last 2 stitches, and we 2 because again yarn over and stitch in brioche is considered as one stitch, so I have this last brioche stitch and the edge stitch, and we brioche knit the brioche stitch, and in color 2 we slip the last edge stitch is slipped purlwise with yarn in the back, just like I said in row number 2. To remember it, if you purl that row number 2, you purl with the color 2, and the yarn comes from the front, you leave it in front. Here we knit, the yarn comes from the back, and we leave it in the back. Now we turn the work, pick up the yarn in color 1, and we're gonna start the first pattern row, row number 5, knit the first edge stitch, and we start the repeat in the pattern. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and now you have to take a cable needle and slip on this cable needle 2 brioche stitches, or in fact 2 stitches and a yarn over. You slip them purlwise, and we do that for a cable 4 front. I say cable 4 because I'm counting them as 2 stitches. If you count them as 3, then for you it's cable 6 front. So you leave the cable needle in front of the work, and you brioche knit the next stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and then we're gonna knit the stitches from the cable needle. It's the same. Brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, and after the cable for front we have to brioche knit 3 more columns. I say columns for these columns in color 1, so that we brioche knit. That's 1, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over in between, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, and that's the repeat. So you repeat this how many times. I have 3 on my swatch, and at the end I'm going to show you what you do with the rest of the stitches. So I'm finishing the last repeat, brioche knit 3, and I have 3 stitches for symmetry left and 1 edge stitch. The symmetry stitches are slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and the last edge stitch is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. After every pattern row, in fact, you repeat rows 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 9, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do that cable 4 front. So we slip purlwise the first brioche stitch and the second, and after that we knit from the left needle a brioche knit stitch and slip 1 yarn over. After that we knit from the cable needle, brioche knit and slip 1 yarn over. And we have to do brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2. So that's the whole repeat, and you do that as many times as you need to in your work. And then we're gonna do the symmetry and edge. So that's what I have left after my 3 repeats. These are the 3 symmetry stitches, and the last is edge stitch. And just like we did in the 5th row, symmetry stitches are slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and the edge stitch is always in color 1, slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. So you always are gonna do the repeats, and then these 3 stitches for symmetry and the edge stitch. After that, repeat rows 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 13, knit the first edge stitch and start the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over. After that, we have to do a cable for front 2 times. So slip purlwise the first edge stitch, the first brioche stitch, and the second that you have on the left needle, and knit the next brioche stitch, and slip 1 yarn over. And after that, knit from the cable needle, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, put the yarn in the back of the work, and slip again purlwise 2 brioche stitches for the second cable for front, 1 and 2. Leave it in the front of the work and brioche knit the next stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and then knit from the cable needle, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over. After that, you just brioche knit 1, and that's the whole repeat. In the end, as usual, you do the symmetry stitches, the edge stitch, and then repeat rows 2, 3, and 4. Row 17, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to cable for front 2 times. So slip 2 stitches on the cable needle, a stitch and a yarn over, and the next stitch, and on the left needle we're gonna brioche knit and slip 1 yarn over, and then on the cable needle we're gonna brioche knit and slip 1 yarn over, and again yarn in the back, slip purlwise 1 stitch, second stitch, and knit the next stitch and a yarn over, brioche knit, slip, yarn over, and from the cable needle brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and that's the whole repeat. After the last repeat, after the cable, we have the symmetry stitches, and since we used the slip-on yarn over in the cable, now we do only brioche knit, slip-on yarn over, and slip the edge stitch purlwise with the yarn in front. After this, you knit rows 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll do the next pattern row. Row number 21, knit the first edge stitch and start the repeat. Slip-on yarn over, brioche knit, slip-on yarn over. After that, we have to do a cable for front 2 times. So slip purlwise the first edge stitch, the first brioche stitch, and the second that you have on the left needle, and knit the next brioche stitch, and slip on yarn over. And after that, knit from the cable needle, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, put the yarn in the back of the work, and slip again purlwise 2 brioche stitches for the second cable for front, 1 and 2. Leave it in the front of the work and brioche knit the next stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and then knit from the cable needle, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over. After that, you just brioche knit 1, and that's the whole repeat. In the end, as usual, you do the symmetry stitches, the edge stitch, and then repeat rows 2, 3, and 4. Row 25, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to cable for front 2 times. So slip 2 stitches on the cable needle, a stitch and a yarn over, and the next stitch, and on the left needle we're gonna brioche knit and slip 1 yarn over, and then on the cable needle we're gonna brioche knit and slip 1 yarn over, and again yarn in the back, slip purlwise 1 stitch, second stitch, and knit the next stitch and a yarn over, brioche knit, slip, yarn over, and from the cable needle brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and that's the whole repeat. After the last repeat, after the cable, we have the symmetry stitches, and since we used the slip-on yarn over in the cable, now we do only brioche knit, slip-on yarn over, and slip the edge stitch purlwise with the yarn in front. After this you need rows 2, 3 and 4, and then we'll do the next pattern row. Row number 29, knit the first edge stitch and start the repeat. Slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, and now we do a cable for front. So we slip purlwise 2 brioche stitches on the cable needle and then knit on the left needle, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and now from the cable needle brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and at the end brioche knit 1, and that's the whole repeat. After that, in the end, you do the symmetry stitches and then repeat row number 2, 3 and 4. Row number 33, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip on yarn over, and now we cable for front. So slip 2 brioche stitches on the cable needle and knit the next one, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and now from the cable needle brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and that's the whole repeat. You repeat this as many times as you need, and then at the end you're gonna have only 2 symmetry stitches, only brioche knit and slip on yarn over and the edge stitch, and then do rows 2, 3 and 4 as usual. Row 37, row 41, knit the edge stitch, and then the whole row is gonna be just brioche knit all the columns. So slip on yarn over, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, brioche knit. All the single stitches you just add the brioche over, the yarn over. All the double stitches, the brioche stitches, you just brioche knit them. So slip on yarn over, brioche knit, and continue the whole row. Then just slip the edge stitch, and that's it. After that, you need row number 2, 3 and 4, and begin the pattern from row number 5.